Alright, let's talk about freedom and if we're truly a free country, a free people. On December 15th, 1791, the 10 Amendments to the U.S. Constitution, eventually known as the Bill of Rights, were ratified. Okay, the second of them reads, "A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed." Alright, well, let's fast forward from 1791 to 1934, the first infringement on our Second Amendment, the National Firearms Act. Yeah, that needs to be discarded. It's garbage. Then in 1938, there was another federal Firearms Act that made people have to have licenses to sell firearms, this, that, and the other. 1939, there was another gun infringement about the efficiency of a well-regulated militia. 1968, we have another infringement on R2A. The list keeps going on and on, people. Okay, let's move to 1986, the Firearms Protection Act. Now this one, iffy, because it kind of protects and it kind of sold us out. But in 1993, okay, the Handgun Violent Prevention Act, the Brady Bill. I'm sure y'all know about that. Okay, well, how many of you know? Well, I'm sure y'all know, if you know anything about the 2A and how your rights have been infringed upon for years now, about 1994, about the sweeping, controversial, violent crime gun control law enforcement act, where Clinton signed into law banning of high-capacity magazines from 1994 September to 2004 of September. Now, there has been many attempts to try to get that bill passed again and again and again. Luckily, it hasn't passed. But these are questions we need to start asking ourselves, people. Are we free? Are we free? Then, we have the Patriot Act. There's so many to list, I can't even remember them all. I even believe in 2005 there was a Protection of Law, Commerce, and a Law Act or some crap. But the point I'm making, people, is they are doing away with the second because they know that the second is the only way we have a right to preserve the rest of our amendments. Now, I'm a constitutionalist. I don't care about anything else. Well, I love my country, so I guess you could call me a nationalist if you really wanted to get technical. But the point is that our rights are being infringed upon. Not only the second, but our first. Okay, our First Amendment, especially us people who speak out against things, we are silenced on all social media apps. And that is an infringement on our First Amendment. Yeah, everybody's going to say, oh, it's private company this, private company that. Still, it's not right. It's bullshit. Imagine if it was the other way around. Because I believe in freedom of speech for all. But right now, our First Amendment is under attack. Because the First Amendment isn't only about speech, about freedom of speech. It's also about freedom of expression. Okay? Now, we are under attack on those as we speak. Our 2A is constantly under attack. Our Fourth Amendment, our privacy, our right to, illegal search and seizures and all that is pretty much gone. So I ask myself, are we a free people? And I find myself thinking that no, we are not free people. We live under a police state. Authoritarian. If you don't do as I say, there will be consequences. You know, what if I do? No, just because I have a different view or a different point of view than you? No, that's not how this works. We are not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic for that reason. The mob does not rule. But if you think for a second that your freedoms come cheap or have been just given to you, no. Many have sacrificed and paid the ultimate price for your freedoms and for mine. Now, I will honor those people for giving me the freedoms that I do have. And I respect those who stand next to me fighting to preserve those freedoms that we still have. But it's going to take a whole lot of us. Where's all the 80 million pissed off Americans that have been labeled public enemy number one? Because we don't agree with the election. Homeland Security labeled us the second biggest threat to national security. And the other one I can't even say because I'll get banned. And I'm already on strike 2 on YouTube, so if you don't see me, guys, sorry, I tried. But ask yourself these hard questions. Are we a free people? Am I willing to stand up and fight for my rights? Is anybody going to come and save me? Do I have a way to protect myself? Do I have people I can count on? Because if you're counting on the government, you're making a very bad decision. Now me, I try to rely only on myself and a few brothers that I have that I can truly count on. It's hard. It's hard being a real patriot. It's hard standing up for your rights. It's hard protecting your rights. It's hard doing the actual work, putting in the boots on the ground. But that's what's needed. Not a bunch of keyboard warriors, not a bunch of people on here making videos and going live, this, that, or the other. That's why I've never had a YouTube until now. That's why there's not a lot of video of me doing things out there, because when I'm out there, I don't have time to go live and show people what I'm doing. Because my mission is a real mission. It's not out there to get views or to get likes or to sell my product or to be a Facebook soap opera star or a YouTube sensation or any of that bullshit. I care about my country and I care about my countrymen and women. I care about all you, whether you agree with me or not. If you're an American citizen, I'll stand for your rights. I'll stand for your rights all day long to scream at me and call me a Nazi, a white supremacist, whatever it is you feel that you want to call me. You have that right, and I will support that. See, too many people don't understand the real meaning of a free people. A free people's not just for me or for you, it's for everyone. I've never tried to silence anybody. I've never tried to intimidate anybody and make them think the way I do or persuade them. Now, what I do is I try to wake people up to all these weird scenarios that are going on in the world. I try to wake people up to the fact that there needs to be more of us out there with boots on the ground. Because if you want change in America, people, you got to be that change. You got to be willing to get out there and get out of your comfort zone. Get out there and expand your horizon, your viewpoints. See where other people are coming from. Their point of view. What they're mad about. What they're pissed off about. But sitting at home watching the news or watching Facebook or YouTube and bitching about everything that's going on, that's not helping. It's not helping anything. You know, me making these videos ain't helping anything. But I guess, just think, people, ask yourself seriously. I want you all to ask yourself, are you a free person? And if you answer yes to that, are you willing to fight to keep that freedom? Because like I said, freedom is only kept and won by those who are willing to fight for it. That's why we have the freedoms we have today, because men and women sacrificed for those freedoms we enjoy. And I enjoy those freedoms, and I will try to preserve those freedoms for all, for the future generations, for my kids, my grandkids, their kids, and their great-grand. I mean, it goes on. It's all about legacy. It's what you're leaving behind. What are you leaving behind? I know what I'm trying to leave behind, and I know what my message is, and I hope that people understand that, hey, I stood for something. But I'm going to end this video because I'm starting to get a little hyped up. Might say some things I don't really want to say. But we are in trouble, people, because people think other people are going to save them.